Um, okay. Sorry about the connection issue. Forgot my Wi-Fi was still on. But hey, man, all is good. So essentially, right? I'm trying to run like multiple social media accounts because if I do that, it gives me a much bigger chance of making it, right? So definitely working on that because you don't want just one. It's good to have your main one, but the thing is, let's say you get banned, or something happens, you get demonetized, you lose, I don't know, something. You can always run off of your other ones, right? So something like that's really important to think about, but it's more work, but like it's way more work. It's way work. It's really important to do. So maximum, you should run like 10. Maximum. That's like, you're really pushing it. And honestly, it doesn't really take that long. I mean, unless you're doing all long form content, then yeah, it's gonna take you multiple hours throughout the day, but it shouldn't take you very long. What else? So, um, yeah, I don't really have a whole lot else to really talk about. Kind of late in the day again. That's just because I had some stuff to do this morning, so, but it's all taken care of now. Gonna do a 30-minute live stream, call it a day, go from there. I might have to change my titles up a little bit just to get more engagement, but I gotta see what happens. What else? So basically, for today's agenda, I'm gonna try and get a lift in, some back, chest, shoulders, pretty much an upper body day. See how that goes. Um, I'm gonna try and see what I can do with that. Um, yeah, I mean with upper body, it's very low volume, but it's highly effective. I do pretty much like 2 or 3 exercises a muscle. Like for example, for chest, I'll do flat bench, incline, and I'll do dips for like my upper day. So that would be a total of 6 sets, right? So, which doesn't take very long, and they're all taken to failure. And I usually target the 4 to 6 rep range for that because on my upper and lower days, I'm targeting like more strength and stuff, more like fast twitch fibers. And then for my hypertrophy days, I'll do like at least 8 reps per exercise. 2 sets will be the same amount of sets, so 6 sets of muscle. Sometimes less, just depending on recovery. Sometimes I only do like 2 sets for that muscle group, and then I'll be done for the day. Because it's all you need. You don't need these crazy amount of. You don't need to do 12 sets of workout per muscle. That's preposterous. It's not conducive for recovery. You know, what you should be doing though is high intensity but low volume. This style of training, now per workout, I'm saying, not throughout the week. You have a decent amount of volume in the week, but per workout you should have low volume because if you train a muscle like 3 times a week, it's gonna be like high volume, right? It's not about doing it. It's like you can't do everything all in one go because you can only train it one. Like let's say you train your entire body, right? And you do like 12 sets of muscle. Let's just say, right, you're gonna be totally exhausted. You might not even be able to work out for like a few weeks just because of how exhausted you're gonna be. most people don't have Wolverine-like recovery. So, you know what I mean? It's something that you want to keep in mind. Um, it's crazy though, because for the longest time, people have been, and the only people that do these high volume workouts, right, 12 sets like a minimum of workout, are people who are on PEDs, right, performance enhancing drugs, testosterone, HGH, right, those two will hyperdrive your recovery, protein synthesis. So keeping those things in mind, you gotta understand, like, if you're a guy who's natural, nowadays everybody's and their mothers are hopping on gear, which is crazy because it's dangerous, it ruins your fertility, you know what I mean, like, it lowers your IQ if you're into that. So it's crazy what people who are on PEDs can preach, because just because of how, like, they look from a physical standpoint, that's their marketing, that's their market, right? And it just drives in so many naive people, right? So you want to keep these things in mind. You want to understand, like, okay, what is my recovery capacity, right? What can I do realistically, right? So, and now here's the good news. Everybody can do high intensity and get insane results, or at least good results, at least, right? That's the good news. The bad news is how much volume you can handle, right? Now, if we all could do high volume, why not do 50 sets, right? Because, okay, well, there is a limit though, but it's like, if we all could have, like, really good recovery, right, and good protein synthesis levels, we all would be doing high intensity, high volume, and we would get the best results in the planet. But guess what? Not everybody is on, guess what, performance enhancing drugs, and even then, it's just not conducive. It's like, it only takes like 3 to 6 sets of solid work to get really nice results. So you want to keep these things in mind and understand that this isn't a intensity game. We all should be training high intensity. Like, if you, like, as you progress in lifting, but from the get-go, you should be doing medium intensity, just because, again, you're not used to it. You need to, let your body, like, your body will respond to anything when you first start. But if you're a regular lifter, you should be training high intensity for muscle growth and strength. But the thing with the volume is, the volume will never change. That's the good news, because you don't have to be in the gym for hours. Like, it's going to be more like 30-40 minutes in the gym. I mean, Ronnie Coleman only trained like 45 minutes in the gym. I mean, he was in and out. He had a full-time job at the time. You know what I mean? So keeping these things in mind is really important about lifting. So that's how I train. I train low volume, high intensity, and I split up and I try to train each muscle group like 2 or 3 times a week. Ideally 3 times. Sometimes I'll do 4 because I have pretty good recovery. That's the thing, like, for me, I recover really well, but the problem is that, I mean, I don't know about the problem, but, like, the only thing is that I can't, like, do, like, crazy high volume because it just takes too long. It's not conducive. It's too much muscle damage. It's too much training, right? You're using too many resources for no reason. We're trying to stimulate growth, right? Not, like, annihilate. The only people that can, I mean, the reason why I would say that is because, like, oh, like, if you're not sore or dead by the workout, you should not be totally exhausted by the workout. You should be stimulating growth. That's the main principle, right? So keep those things in mind, right, when you train. So focus on one thing, right? High intensity. I'll keep saying it, high intensity, but keep your volume per muscle group, each workout, 6 sets maximum. Maximum 6 sets. So that's the kind of thing you want to, go by. And that's just the reality of it. And then how you perform each rep is a little different. So, when you're doing a exercise, right, you want to do, this is the ideal way, but, like, honestly, as long as you're controlling the negative and you're exploding on the eccentric, right, this is where the growth occurs, right? Because you're controlling, if you're controlling the weight and stuff, you're not just letting it fly down to the bottom, you're not just dumping the weight and then slowly going back up and stuff. That's just too heavy. You need to control it on the bottom. You need to, and you can do this with heavy weights too. Like you just have to. It's really hard. It's supposed to be pretty hard, right? But you don't have to go ultra slow. There's no need to go ultra slow, right? Ultra slow. That's just too like that's you're not because the thing is you're compromising mechanical tension. It's kind of complicated to find an equilibrium. You have to like go by. This is a very go by feel type of situation. So you need to understand that, you know, like for example, that's why I say, 4 to 6 reps for your compound lifts, right? You want to, you don't just want to dump the weight like on bench press. You don't just let the weight dump onto your chest. You want to kind of bring it down slowly. Like it should be like 1, 2, like 2.5 seconds to like 4 seconds on the descend. So on the eccentric, and then you want to just drive it up as fast as you can. So you want to explode on the concentric, right? And then you want to lock that weight for like 1 to 2 seconds, and you bring it back down, and you just keep going until you can't do no more. And if you can do, and like I said, if you can do the 4 to 6 rep range, if that's all you can do, you successfully hit a good set. But if you did, three reps, it's too heavy. I lower the weight a little bit. I would lower it by like 10%. As a rule of thumb, and then you see how many you can do, and you just keep going. That's just the reality of it, guys. It's a very go by feel game. That's what's complicated about it, because every single person is different. Like that's why you have to do all this crazy like thinking and math stuff. I mean, lifting should not be this complicated, but if you want the best of the best results for you, you don't want to never get injured and all that, you have to do a little thinking, A little bit of thinking goes a long way when it comes to lifting. You don't just want to go in there and just, be clueless and just, hurt yourself. It's a precision game. You want to be precise, you want to execute properly, and you want to make sure you're doing everything safely. Because injuries, man, will hold you back. Though that's what's going to reduce your gains by a tenfold. You know what I mean? So keep those kind of things in mind. But that's all I have to say about like the proper way of training. But yeah, I'm just enjoying the day now, you know what I mean? It's another beautiful day. So I mean, that's cool. I don't really have any questions to answer, so I'm kind of just walking, whatever, What else should I talk about? Dieting. Yeah, maybe I should talk about some dieting. So it's good to remind everybody about dieting, right? So dieting, right, when you're bulking and stuff, you don't want to be in this crazy giant bulk where you're gonna just put on a bunch of fat. If you're only just worried about calories in, calories out, you're making a mistake, because all you're doing is just gaining a crap ton of fat. You're not gonna have that nice physique. You gotta worry about certain macros, such as protein, right? You want your nitrogen balance is not as necessary in bulking, but it's really necessary in cutting, because you're not going to be consuming enough calories. So this is where catabolism occurs, right? So you need to be like consuming, like you should be, if you're like 150 pounds, you should be consuming like 200 grams of protein when you're cutting, like a day. And that's pretty easy to do if you eat like tofu, fucking chicken breast. Like it's actually pretty easy to get like all your protein with low calories. Really lean cuts of steak, nutritional yeast, protein powder, like getting like protein isolate's really good. Things of that nature is really helpful. So yeah, I mean, it's, you want to like really focus on your protein intake, because and then, but you also want to be like let's say like your maintenance calories is like 2,500, and when you're cutting you want to be like 2,000, right? So, and then, so you know what I mean, like you want to be eating 2,000 calories a day if you're cutting, but you want to be maximizing your protein. And if you weigh 150, eat 200 grams of protein a day. I always go by the 25% rule. It just helps. It will just preserve so much more muscle mass. It'll make you look really good, and your bulk will be successful, and your cut will be really successful if you do that. So protein is going to be hyper important when you're cutting. It's still hyper important when you're bulking, but not as much. What you want to focus on bulking is you want to be in a slight caloric surplus, but while maximizing good macros. So not overly consuming too many carbs. You still need a good amount of carbs, but like you don't want to overdo it, right? But it's all about, you don't want to overdo the calories. You want to be maximizing like, good solid amount of protein to preserve muscle mass and build muscle mass while you're bulking, because when you're bulking, you're trying to build muscle mass. So I'll go like 175 grams of protein if you're like 150 pounds. So you should always be in a protein surplus, right? But now here's a really good hack though when you're consuming protein. So get enzymes, right? Protease enzymes, 180,000 HCI or something like that. You can easily digest 400 grams of protein. You know what I mean? If you like consume your enzymes, like you can break down so many proteins. It's really nice. So that's gonna like really help you digest all this protein stuff. It just makes a world of difference. So definitely get enzymes. If you're lactose intolerant stuff, because I'm telling you, milk is honestly, if you're an omnivore, milk is like the best bulking food, of all time. So I would recommend getting lactase enzymes, enzymes, because then you won't have to worry about digestive issues, because that's what the enzyme you're missing if you're lactose intolerant. So getting your enzymes is really important. Hold on. Okay. What's up, guys? So sorry about the had to do something. I don't know why my phone is bugging, but yeah, so you want to make sure you're taking enzymes. Enzymes are going to be a huge hack, right? They're expensive though, that's the only problem. Like, especially protease is kind of expensive if you get it from like a good source, but I mean, it doesn't matter, just get protease. 180,000 HCI of it is all you're gonna need. You can easily digest 400 grams of protein with that. I wouldn't say easily, but you can definitely digest 400 grams, but you don't need no 400 grams on average. That's crazy. Most of you don't even weigh over 200 pounds, which is fine. That's not like a problem. Just saying, it's not like you're, mostly, but it's gonna help your digestion. It's gonna make recovery way easier. Because enzymes are what help, it's super efficient. It reduces the amount of energy your body needs to digest. Your sleep will be improved, and it just makes everything way more efficient. So keep those kind of things in mind, guys. You know what I mean? Because that's what's going to ultimately help you. What else? Yeah, I don't have a whole lot else to really talk about, but yeah, definitely try and consume your enzymes. That's gonna make a world of difference, right? So it's all about dieting, guys. Like, right? It's all about what you consume. That's what's gonna make the world of difference already, even without mechanical stimulation, such as or mechanical tension, right? Mechanical loading, whatever you want to call it. There's no mechanical force, right? No amount of mechanical force is gonna be greater than your dieting, your sleep, and your lifestyle. What I mean by lifestyle is like you're not just sitting inside all day. You know what I mean? You're outside, you're in nature. So keep those kind of things in mind. Hmm. What else? What else? What else? What else? I don't know. Hmm. Sorry guys, I don't really have a lot else to really talk about, but we're almost at the end of the stream anyways, but I'll still try and talk about something. Um, how about we can talk about some, oh, I don't know. I'm actually kind of lost. Um, hmm. I could try and talk about some, oh yeah, I mean, that's everything too, guys, right? You want to make sure your guys' electrolytes are on point. You want to get like a electrolyte supplement because that right there is going to make a world of difference. A world of difference. Right? You will reduce muscle twitching, muscle spasm. You know what I mean? Um, these are the kind of things that you want to keep in mind. So this is everything you're going to want to keep in mind. Right? You want to make sure your sodium is good, potassium, especially potassium. Honestly, potassium is going to be that's going to be the change because it's going to allow you to your heart function will be really good, nerve function will be really good. Um, you need quite a bit of it, but like if you consume like spinach, bananas, you should be good. Like a cup of spinach is like 1,500 milligrams of like potassium. And you consume like 2 bananas, you can get like you can get like a total like 3 grams of potassium in like a day, and that's really all you need. You should be getting 4 grams ideally, but you know, so 2 cups of spinach, so like and 2 bananas a day, cooked, you should be good to go. So keep those kind of things in mind. But yeah, well guys, pretty good stream today. You know what I mean? We covered a little bit today, and hope everybody's doing pretty good. You know what I mean? So, pretty nice out today. I mean, that's everything too, man. It's been nice out all month. It's important to like appreciate your surroundings, your environment, and etc. You know what I mean? Like it's just good to, you know, appreciate your living situation. Like if you have, like, on average, most people have a pretty good living situation. So, oh, I appreciate the like. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. You know what I mean? I'm just glad I can make an impact on some people, you know. I don't really care about materialistic things like cars, boats, house. Really none of that, bro. I just want to, you know, improve. I want to be able to, like, you know, make people think about their health choices. You know, I just want people to be like, okay, maybe my health is more important than I realize, and there's certain ways to um, go about it, and I can teach you all those ways. You know, so that's all I'm saying. I just think, you know, I just want to be able to make an impact on some people. You know, because I know what it's like to be, you know, emaciated, unhealthy, and all that. You know, I'm not really leading a great example right now, just because I'm like 150 pounds right now. I like 5'9", but hey, man, it is what it is. You know. So, but yeah, overall, guys. Eventually, I want to do a push-up live stream where I do like 500 push-ups in one sitting. So it's gonna be like all the way down, all the way up. Yeah, I think that'll be a good idea, is do a stream like that. So I'm gonna just check my mailbox right now. Got some mail. Oh hey, how you doing, Lakahu? How you doing? I hope all is well. Yeah, I'm about to end the stream honestly because I got some stuff to do, but I'm thinking about live streaming again today. So I'll see what happens. But yeah, overall, guys, I hope everybody, you know, is doing well. Like I said, make sure, you know, just every day, you know, challenge yourself with some health, you know, take care of your health, right? Get some, you know, walk every day. Walking is by far the best exercise you can do. It's the best exercise of all time. It's what we're made to do, is walk, move, etc. So, yeah, I hope everybody, you know, has a wonderful day. Enjoy this beautiful day if you're like from where I am, or if if it's nice out where you are. Enjoy the beautiful day, man, because you only get so many of them, right? So that's all I can really say. But oh well. Yeah, it's actually, can't believe it turned out to be another nice day, man. It's just been nice, nice, nice all the time. Alright, guys. I'll see you around, alright? Peace.